Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, a northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition. Is it a beauty? A 1953 Packard Cavalier Convertible. Give you all the details in but a moment. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, a northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest addition to our inventory, and is it a beautiful car? A 1953 Packard Cavalier Convertible. I mean, they made a little over 1,500 of these, so it's something that you probably haven't seen very often. You're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we'll do a cold start, we'll do a walk around, give you more of the details. Now you can also click on the link in the description and it'll take you right to our website, which will have this car, the pricing, and all the extra details. Plus you have access to almost actually over 100 additional classic and collectible vehicles Ellingson Motorcars currently has on its sales floor. So you're going to want to do that because we have cars from the 1920s to the 1900s to 2000 plus. So if you're looking for your first or your 100th classic collectible, odds are Ellingson Motorcars may have it sitting right on your sales floor. And this might be one of those cars that you're looking for yourself. A 1953 Packard, like I said, Cavalier Convertible. Ask the man who owns one was one of the famous lines from Packard. And Packard was trying to keep up with doing some of that higher end, more of the luxury deals, as well as having some of the lesser expensive cars as well in their lineup. But this is one of those really, really nice cars. And like I said, very seldom do you see one of these. Comes with the original 327 straight 8 engine, which was a Packard mainstay back in its day. It was just a very nice running smooth motor. Now you hook that up with the Ultramatic Automatic transmission, which this one has. It really makes for a really nice car to jump in and drive. The other thing about this particular, of course, the convertibles, when people ordered them, everything was an option. You had to order all these options, or some of them came with the package deal. But this particular car has some really beautiful options for us people who like things like the power steering, which is really a nice feature on an old car. First year for Packard's power steering, by the way. They have Easeamatic power brakes, which is another really nice feature on these cars. This particular car has the wide whitewall radials, which makes for a much smoother, better ride. Of course, in 1953, they were all biased tires and whatnot, whereas the radials give you a lot better ride, more comfort, more handling, all that stuff. Plus, it's got the wire wheels with, of course, a hubcap. That tells you it is a Packard. Same on the back tail fin. It's got the word Packard right on there for those of you who wouldn't know what it was. Still have beautiful hood ornaments. One of my favorite things on these old cars is the hood ornaments. Chrome work on this car is exceptionally nice. Very, very nice chrome all the way around. And of course, like I said, this is a higher end Packard. Has a little more chrome, a little more detail, that sort of thing. Now, being it's a convertible, beautiful interior in this particular car, just the way it came from Packard. No one's had any opportunity, if that's the word we want to use, to change things from what it was stock. This car came with the power steering, power brakes, and I'm looking here, it also has power windows as well. And of course, it's got a canvas top that's also power activated. So it's one of those cars that the average person, if you just are, not sure what to do with an old car, you're not sure if you want a 3 on the tree, a manual transmission, the automatic transmission with power steering, power brakes is really, really a nice addition. Beautiful interior, as I said, the two-tone, the white and maroon, and that is the color what this car actually is. It's Matador Maroon, which was its original color from 1953. I'm looking at the inside, AM radio, another one of those options that many people back in the day had to check it off to make sure they wanted a radio. A lot of people were not so inclined to have a radio in an old car because it probably costs an extra $32.50. But yeah, it's certainly in this car. Beautiful boot as well, the factory skirts. Dual exhaust on this car, very nice sound to this car. Lots of room in this trunk. I'll tell you what, if you got a set of golf clubs or two, man, you can easily get them in. I got a guy earlier today said, hey, they hurt the movie theaters because people could smuggle more people in that size of trunk. You know, something that people did back in the day, if you will. Now you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now even TikTok as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it very much, and you'll have access to this car, our current inventory, and as an added feature, you can actually look at some of the cars we've sold over the last several years as well. So if you have some time to peruse those internet sites, take a check. No, this is one of those cars I have to honestly say, didn't see very many of them. Packard, of course, being a little more expensive automobile. My parents who were out from northern Minnesota didn't see these kind of cars very often. I always asked, did you see many Packards or Lincolns or Cadillacs? No, it was not something very well often seen, but this particular car would really be a nice addition to someone's collection. Be it your first one or you're looking for a convertible out of the 50s, a very, very nice car. Now, you can also, come down in person. If you're like me, you're going to say, I love your picture, Scott. The video's great. With the cold start, we can hear it runs nice. It's got all these features, whatever. But I need to come and look at it in person. Well, we're happy to have you come down to Ellingson's. We are open to the public Monday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well, for those of you who need to come and look at the car. Another little tidbit fact that I always like to tell people, if you buy any kind of car, I don't care if it's a Ford, a Chevy, a Packard, a Studebaker, join the local and perhaps even the national club, because there's always people who can answer questions on this particular model. They might have access to parts if you're looking for something, and it's people, camaraderie, if you will, people who have the same interests that you do. So I always recommend join those local car clubs and the national one as well. Now, if you have other questions, we're happy to have you give us a call at 763-428-7337, and we will do our very best to answer any and all questions you may have on this car or any of our other cars in the inventory. Say you go, well, Scott, I live in California. How can I get that car to me? We can certainly assist you with getting shipping to any place in the country and out of the country for that matter as well. We can also lead you in directions of getting financing. The collector car world sometimes baffles the local bankers. They're like, they don't even know what a 53 Packard is, yet alone want to finance it. So we have several sources we can put you onto that will help you get the money arranged so you can have this beauty sitting in your garage, which wouldn't that be just a really lovely car to go out, touch, feel? It's a place to park your money as an investment, if you will. I also look at this thing, they've actually got front seat belts in it. Of course, seat belts weren't mandatory in 1953, but it's just kind of a nice feature today. So, well, if you're looking for your first or your 100th classic or collectible vehicle, Ellingson Motorcars is probably the place to go. And remember, our website is ellingsonmotorcars.com, and you'll see this video and our others as well. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time at Ellingson Motorcars.